After resigning from Counting On and asserting that they were not compensated for their work on the show, Jill Duggar and Derick Dillard have moved into a humble residence. A property with 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms was purchased by Jill, who is 28 years old, and Derick, who is 30 years old, in April of 2019. In July, Jill provided a tour of the Arkansas house that was 1,470 square feet in size. During the video that was uploaded to YouTube, the former TLC star stated, "Here is the living room. We have ceilings that are excellent and tall. In addition, the living room is furnished with brown leather couches, rugs, and decorations, all of which were displayed with the assistance of Jill's sisters." After that, she highlighted the fact that her husband, Derick, is a law student and that his office is furnished with a desk, globe, and harp. "You can actually study at home now instead of having to do all of his studying at school," the mother of 2 children stated. In addition to having granite countertops and white cabinets, the kitchen also features an island that looks out over the living room. Regarding the kitchen, Jill stated, "I simply desired for everything to be open. It is a pleasant experience to be able to observe the activities taking place in the living room from the kitchen and even from the backyard as well at times." Antique white and brown furniture may be found in the bedroom that Jill and Derick share. In addition, they include a master bathroom that is equipped with both a shower and a bathtub. The 4th bedroom is shared by Israel, who is 4 years old, and Samuel, who is 2 years old. One of the bedrooms is utilized as a nap and playroom. There is a shag rug, a black crib, and a red and blue bed in the boys' room. The room is well furnished. It was in the video that she made the following statement, "2-car garage, but obviously you can't fit a car in there right now. It is possible for the boys to run around in the backyard because it is large enough." It was in 2017 when the pair decided to suspend filming for Counting On. Due to the fact that Derick was under the impression that the Duggar children didn't make any money from the show, he asserted that his family had recorded for the show without receiving any remuneration. "We were pressured to think that we were required to film and that we would get sued if we didn't," he stated to a fan on Instagram. "We were made to believe that we were required to film, but rather it was portrayed to us children as something that was done as a ministry that TLC occasionally sponsored in the form of reimbursements for things like petrol, restaurants, travel, and other similar expenses. But there is no further compensation on top of it." Jim Bob, his father-in-law, was the one who he said was responsible for negotiating show contacts. Given that Derick Dillard has asserted that his family is not allowed to be present in the Duggar home when Jim Bob isn't there, the Dillards are currently engaged in a dispute with the patriarch. Jill and Derick have left her family out of their plans for the holidays and other gatherings. Jill Duggar and her husband, Derick Dillard, have been at the center of much public discussion over the years. As part of the Duggar family, known for their highly publicized lives on 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off Counting On, Jill grew up under the constant scrutiny of the cameras and the public. From her childhood in Tontitown, Arkansas to her journey on reality television, Jill's life seemed to be scripted for the cameras. However, her decision to step away from the spotlight alongside her husband Derick has marked a significant change in her life, a shift toward a more private, humble existence. But what does life look like for Jill and Derick now that they've chosen a more modest lifestyle, quitting Counting On and distancing themselves from the television world? How has their home, their marriage, and their personal values evolved? Let's take a closer look at what life is like for Jill and Derick Dillard and why they ultimately decided that stepping away from the show, despite its fame and potential fortune, was the right decision for their family. Life before the cameras. A Duggar family reality. The Duggar family's rise to fame began when Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, the proud parents of 19 children, appeared on the TLC reality show 19 Kids and Counting. The show was a window into the Duggar family's life, one defined by conservative Christian values, homeschooling, and a commitment to living modestly and humbly. Over the years, the Duggars became a household name, with fans tuning in to watch their every move, from family holidays to weddings and births. Jill Duggar, the second oldest Duggar daughter, became a fan favorite due to her sweet demeanor, commitment to family, and willingness to help her parents raise her younger siblings. Fans watched her grow up on television, from a young girl to a woman in her early 20s, navigating courtship and marriage. Jill's own wedding to Derick Dillard was a highly publicized event, one that was broadcast for the world to see. When Jill and Derick married in 2014, their lives seemed to be unfolding like a fairy tale. However, as the years went on, the couple began to feel increasingly uncomfortable with the dynamics of reality television. They eventually made the bold decision to leave Counting On and step out of the public eye, marking a pivotal moment in their lives. The decision to leave Counting On. For Jill and Derick, the decision to walk away from the show was not an easy one. Despite being part of one of the most popular reality TV families, Jill and Derick became disillusioned with the way the family's business and media empire operated. In 2017, they made the decision to leave Counting On after much deliberation, citing several reasons for their departure. One of the most significant reasons was the lack of financial compensation. In interviews, Jill and Derick revealed that they were not being paid adequately for their time on the show. Although the Duggar family's reality shows generated millions of dollars, many of the Duggar children, including Jill, were reportedly not receiving significant compensation for their appearances. According to Jill, her involvement in Counting On didn't bring in the income that many viewers believed it did. She and Derick made it clear that for them, being part of the show wasn't financially rewarding in the way they had hoped, and that it didn't align with their personal values. Jill and Derick also expressed frustration with how their lives were portrayed on the show. Despite being part of a larger family dynamic, the Dillards felt that they were often forced into storylines that didn't reflect their true personalities or beliefs. Over time, Jill began to feel uncomfortable with the pressure of being on television, especially as she transitioned into married life and started her own family. The constant presence of the cameras created tension, and Jill felt it was time to make a change. For Jill, the departure from the show was an opportunity to reclaim control over her own narrative. She wanted to live life on her own terms, free from the scrutiny of millions of viewers. In the years since leaving Counting On, Jill and Derick have made it clear that they have no regrets about their decision. Starting fresh. A modest home in Arkansas. Following their departure from the public eye, Jill and Derick chose to settle into a more modest and private lifestyle in Arkansas. After moving away from the Duggars' Tonatown property, they found a home that reflected their new values, a simpler life that focused on family, faith, and community. Their home, though not large or lavish by any means, is cozy and practical. Jill and Derick have expressed a desire to live within their means, avoiding the extravagance that can come with fame. Their house has been described as warm and inviting, with a focus on functionality rather than showiness. This shift in lifestyle is in stark contrast to the high-profile homes and lavish lifestyles of some of their extended family members. One of the key elements of their new home is their emphasis on family. They share a love for creating a space where their children, Samuel, born in 2017, and Frederick, born in 2020, can grow up surrounded by love and faith. Jill has been open about her desire to provide her children with a more grounded upbringing, one that contrasts with the high visibility that her own childhood entailed. The couple has worked hard to create a home that is both comfortable and budget-friendly, focusing on what truly matters: family, love, and faith. Though they no longer have the resources that came with a reality television contract, Jill and Derick have been able to make ends meet through various endeavors. Derick has pursued a law career, while Jill has taken on social media and blogging to provide for her family. The couple is committed to supporting one another's goals and finding ways to thrive outside of the public eye. Embracing privacy. Why they choose modesty. In many ways, Jill and Derick's home and lifestyle are emblematic of their broader philosophy. After years of living under a microscope, the couple has embraced a life of privacy and simplicity. They have made a deliberate choice to keep their family's personal details away from the public spotlight, choosing not to engage with the media in the same way they did when they were on the show. This desire for privacy also extends to their social media presence. While Jill and Derick maintain a presence on Instagram and other platforms, they have become more selective about the details they share. They are careful to protect their children's privacy and refrain from posting excessively about their personal lives. By doing so, they aim to create a boundary between their public and private selves, a balance that helps them feel more at peace and in control of their lives. Jill, in particular, has made it clear that her values have shifted significantly since her time on the show. She has become more vocal about her own beliefs, including her stance on issues like modesty, faith, and parenting. However, she also emphasizes that her choices are personal and not meant to be dictated by anyone else's standards. Jill has found empowerment in living authentically, even if it means going against the grain of her family's public image. Family dynamics. Jill's relationship with the Duggars. Despite their departure from Counting On, Jill and Derick's relationship with the Duggar family remains a topic of interest for fans. Over the years, Jill's relationship with her parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, as well as her siblings, has been subject to scrutiny. While Jill has expressed love for her family, she has also been candid about the challenges that arose during her time on the show and the period after her departure. Jill's decision to distance herself from the show has not been without its consequences. There have been public rifts, particularly between Jill and her parents. Jill has made it clear that she and her husband have different values and goals than her parents, especially regarding the way their lives were managed in the spotlight. This has led to tension, but Jill has continued to focus on her own family and her new path in life. Interestingly, Jill's relationship with her siblings has evolved over time. Some have expressed support for Jill and Derick's decision, while others remain more entrenched in the Duggar family's public image. Despite these differences, Jill has emphasized that family is important to her, and she values maintaining meaningful connections with her siblings, even if their lives have taken different paths. The bigger picture. A new chapter for Jill and Derick. Jill and Derick's journey is one of transformation, moving from a highly publicized life filled with the demands of reality television to one of privacy, simplicity, and a renewed focus on family. Their home, now a sanctuary away from the pressures of fame, represents their commitment to living authentically and humbly. In many ways, their decision to step away from Counting On was not just a professional choice, but a personal one. It allowed them to build a life based on their own values, free from the scrutiny of the cameras. While they may have left the limelight, their story is far from over. Jill and Derick continue to carve out their path in the world, embracing new opportunities while staying true to their roots. For Jill and Derick, the decision to leave the show may have come with a cost in terms of fame and fortune, but it has also brought them the peace and satisfaction of living on their own terms. They have proven that a modest, humble life, filled with love, faith, and the joy of raising a family can be far more rewarding than anything the spotlight can offer.